start.
Okay. Yeah. Our topic is okay. Can I start?
Uh, Good evening, good morning, gentlemen. Let's start our discussion. I would like Danaya to start the discussion with explaining research metrics.
Okay. Yeah. Re- Research metrics is a fundamental tool to evaluate a performance of a journal and author levels. So basically, research metrics are calculated based on citation. Now, what is a citation? If you think what is the purpose of doing research is to create some knowledge, some information, some new things, and new understandings. So these are all published in the form of research paper. And if the research, the published research paper is create some new knowledge and which is have it as a certain impact. Then others also read the research papers, and other in the publication in their future publication they said they taken our paper as a reference, so we get the citations. So like this we get the citation. So for getting citation it is very important to have a impact research impactful research. So there is on the basis of the citations. So actually citations it decides the impact of the research output, and based on that all the laws of the research metrics are defined. um, these research metrics are quantitatively hello quantitatively approaches quantitative analysis of scientific and scholarly research output and their impact. So and also research metrics includes in a variety of measures and statistical methods. These measures and these different statistical methods give different names to these research metrics, but fundamentally all there are use citation for calculation. These calculations are insight into the influence of the generals and the individual author levels. So research metrics are calculated for various purposes, how they can be used and their importance is, for example, to support an application for grant funding. Suppose we applied for a funding to a funding agency, submitted a project, and many more projects are submitted, which are having this more or less similar kind of objectivity. Then the screening committee, what they will see, they definitely see the scope and research methodology and planning of the project, but also research credential proposal, proposal, research proposal or individual or group of they play an important role in granting the project. Means the better research metrics are better chances of getting fund. Similarly, applications for promotion also. Suppose in a department there is a vacancy, a professor, some 10 people are applied for that. Then the decision is making again same purely on basis of the person's better research output, which is reflected in the research metrics. It is better chance to get a promotion. So and it's also helpful to the management to take a fair decision on such things. Uh, Thank you. Sudhakar.
Sir, Sudhakar sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Saina. Research metrics. Metrics means measurement. Now, the metrics means measurement, and we are going to measure to how much extent a given research is being successful or not. Okay, the given research is successful or not is judged by the number of citations which comes onto the various databases like Web of Science, Google, Scopus, Google Scholar, etc. Now, there are various uh, research metrics are the fundamental tools used by the various publication industries to judge performance of author at general level. There is a basket of metrics like H index, impact factor, eigenfactor, almetrics, etc. Now, impact factor is the average of citations of a given journal in a 2-year window. Now, we are having an improvisation of impact factor, like a impact factor, if the research is relatively long. In that particular case, impact factor for 5-year period is the average number of citations to 5-year window for a given research journal. Now, the H index is the author-specific research metric. Now we are having another as eigen factor, now which is same that of an impact factor, but there is a difference being that here the duplication of citation of the same article in the research or general paper is avoided. Otherwise, the process of operation is just similar to that of impact factor. Therefore, eigenfactor is defined as the number of average number of citations of a given article in a journal X for 5-year window. Now, how to interpret this research metrics? Now, research metrics, we can know who are the authors, main authors in the research area of your concern. In PhD material engineering, we can know who are the key authors who are publishing the journals in the specific material engineering. Not only that, we can know the subject area where in which is popular or active, which is going on in present scenario, which subject area is being actually followed for in the present scenario can also be known. Now from this, we can know who is reading the paper, how much article is successful, and how is the success of given particular article. Therefore, fundamentally, all these all metrics or the research metrics, we should have all of them together to search one particular purpose. Therefore, we need a piece of all of them to arrive at one particular decision. Now, it depends on the target audience. Like in case of academic case, we have impact factor is a suitable one. In case of a company, we are having eigenfactor is a suitable one. And if we are doing the things in a wider community, general in a wider community, eigenfactor will be an ideal one. And if you want to see the subject specific journal in a specific of your concern, maybe all similar. Therefore, it depends on the way in which we are going to interpret the research methodologies. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. As Danaya and Sudhakar sir said, research metrics helps us to measure the impact of a journal as well as an author. I would like to carry forward the discussion. These research metrics are again divided into types of research metrics, that is either journal metrics or author metrics or article metrics. Now, these three metrics are very helpful for a researcher, like a beginning researcher, to evaluate himself how qualitatively and how quantitatively he is doing a research. Now, what is an journal metrics? Journal metrics usually refer to the number of citations, as Danaya said, and article metrics is that how far the citation has been done to a particular article in a particular journal will be recorded in the databases. For example, these recording databases are mainly Scopus, Web of Science, and Google Scholar. These databases help us to know how frequently the people are using these journals and articles, how they are viewing it, and what the feedback they are giving to us. Now, let us speak few words about this author metrics. If an author is a popular author, how frequently his articles are being cited. For let us consider the other author who is not that so popular. He may not have any uh, citation, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't have the enough scientific relevance of his research. Usually these metrics do not give the uh, these research metrics only give the data which is in terms of citation, but not in terms of the how the subject relevant, is there any relevance in the subject or not. We are only calculating this research metrics for the sake of number of citation. If it is it is okay for a popular author, you will have a more citation, more impact factor, and more H index. But what about the author who is not that much popular, but his work is so relevant and he has an scientific excellence? These research metrics also have a drawback in certain cases. And if at all a author does not have much articles, this is a third case which I am discussing. If an author is newer one and he does not have any previous article, his article may not be reviewed by anyone. This doesn't mean that his work or his research work is of no relevance. There are few drawbacks in this this web these databases like Web of Science, Scopus, or Google Scholar. So we must look forward to carry out our process by not looking at the impact factor, whether our impact factor is going to matter or not. It's a secondary thing, but we must have an good dedication for to continue and research. We should not carried away by the impact factor, as our Danaya sir and Sudhakar sir said. I would also say that these metrics are only to evaluate how far we have reached certain people. But these articles have a drawback that uh, whether our work is a relevant work or we are focused on the a particular topic, it doesn't cover in these research metrics. Though we have social blogs or any other platforms where we get feedback. This feedback is very useful to continue in our research. This also suggests us to improvise our research areas and research methodology. And I agree with both our contestants, Danaya ji and Sudhakar sir. Please, Danaya, carry on.
Yeah, Sainath, I agree with you. Actually, citations are maybe biased. How this bias becomes citations depend on the readership and viewership of a journal. So, if the journals are the disciplinary or interdisciplinary in the nature, then it have the broader readership. More people read it, and when more people read it, and they will chances getting the more citations, and they got it have good metrics, having the high index factors. So whereas when a journal in a specific and a highly specific particular field, the first of all the viewership is very low. Not many researchers and read it, and not many people read it, and so this is the reason why it get low citations. So therefore, the impact factor also get low, and research metrics of all the appearance also low. So um, very specialized research work. The only small group of peoples are working in that area. So their viewership is very small. The chances to get very small citations. For this, in a for these low citations, we have the source normalized impact factor. Source normalized impact for paper SNP is available in uh, in Scopus database. Um, here the SNP is calculated for these are there is very specialized fields. Thank you. Sudhakar.
Thank you, Danaya. Now, this research matrix is both quantitative and qualitative in nature. Therefore, if you exclusively go only by the metrics alone, it won't serve the purpose. Therefore, we have to take all metrics into consideration to evaluate the performance. Just the citations indicate the number of approvals in their one particular arena. It does not mean such is not carried out in such segmentations. Therefore, it's imperative that we have to take all research metrics into consideration to arrive at one particular conclusion. Now, we are having an interdisciplinary research areas, which makes the research matrix even more competitive and appealing. Like fluid mechanics, if you take, now fluid mechanics involves physics, mechanical engineering, mathematics, and etc. Therefore, we have a different cross section of people who are working under these segments. Therefore, a physics scholar, a mechanical engineering scholar, and a mathematics scholar together should work in unison to arrive at one particular solution. Therefore, we can have a research matrix specific to one particular field, not stretching upon interdisciplinary aspect. Therefore, the research matrix have to be made more available, more extended, more encompassing towards interdisciplinary aspects and interpolate and extrapolate the data accordingly so that the various interdisciplinary research areas and arenas are going fulfilled. Thank you.
Now I will continue the discussion by saying how these three databases, Web of Science, Scopus, and Google Scholar, will help us to record this metrics. That is the number of citation and the impact factor of an author and the impact factor of an article or impact factor of a journal. Now I will start with Web of Science. Web of Science deals with the number of citation the article has received in certain year. For example, let us assume an paper or an article has published in a journal in the year 1992. Now we are about to calculate its impact factor in 1995. So it will calculate all the recorded data in its database since 1992 to 1994, how many citation it has received and how many average number of citation received by the journal. So this impact factor is nothing but it's a simple ratio of number of citation for a particular article in a journal to the number of average citations received by the journal in that respective year. This is only the impact factor for an article. This Web of Science also does the same thing, Scopus also does the same thing, and Google Scholar also does the same thing. But the difference is there is a slight variation in these databases because they may not be appropriate in tracking this citation. They may constitute some other interpolation methods or extrapolation techniques to record the citations. So there may be some variation in these three of things, but it will be nearly of 0.001. We should not care about that. The other thing, the author metrics through Scopus. In this author metrics, this tells what impact factor does the author had in his article and what author itself has some impact factor. In simple words, I have published an article. It has got some impact factor of 0.6. and I am having an impact factor of 1.2 something. So these sort of databases also author has, and this will be recorded in the Scopus. When we when we have University of Hyderabad uh, library ID, we can track this because we have access to three uh, these three databases: Web of Science, Scopus, and Google Scholar. And I'm sure that these three are helpful only for to find the relevant areas where we are working, but this not decide whether we are having any impact or not. But this will help us whether we are on a correct track or not. Now, let's talk about alt metrics. As Sudhakar sir said, alt metrics record all the productivity of an researcher. That is how productive research he is doing, how relative work he is doing, and it also finds do any other researcher is doing the same work or not. Means uh, Sudhakar sir is at India, the same researcher may be at Singapore or at Japan or somewhere else. So there might be a coincidence. These coincidence and the similar work will also be recorded in these three databases: Web of Science, Scopus, and Google Scholar. This not only these databases not only gives us the criteria of citation, but also countrywide collaboration. For example, I am pursuing my PhD in Hyderabad University. I may collaborate with some other person. For example, I am collaborating with some Tokyo University in Japan. So we are also collaborating the work with other university. These things also will be recorded in these databases. Uh, uh, and institution metrics is also important because for example, our University of Hyderabad is also having some amount of impact factor in the respected reputative journals. So there is an uh, database which records uh, all our citations, all our works, at what time we are citing, at what time we are visiting a certain journal, and its impact factor, everything. As our Danaya and Sudhakar sir said, there is a two way of analysis, that is a backward interpolation and forward interpolation, which records this impact factor. And I would also like to introduce a term called H index. What is H index? For example, I have published three articles. One has got 12 citations, other has got 16 citations, third has got none. Do they affect on my impact factor? Yes, because these three are for different articles, but as an author, I will have some impact factor. Though articles have different impact factor, but these three will also this will three also has some impact on my author impact factor. These are all the three things which I want to discuss with you. uh, I would like to carry forward to Danaya, you can.
Yeah, I agree with Saina and I'm concluding this topic. Different papers have a different number of citations. So citations are basically dependent on two factors. So one is obviously quality of the research output and quality of the research and research output, and second thing is time. Means if your paper is published and then the people read and they will write about they citations. This takes before the citation window is required. So sufficient time is required for this to get proper number of citations. Like citation is a dynamic thing. Thank you. Thank you. Sudhakar.
Now, as it is cited, the research here, as the said, as if it is evolved by me. I mean, it is in all terms, same idea may be evolved by different scholars across the globe. As I was saying, it is very imperative we have to solve the research metrics consideration. If we take an impact factor just with respect to individual only. Therefore, have the idea, if you have the purpose and the research, it will be oriented towards me or specific to the one particular research scholar. Now we are having in similar lines, we are having an eigenfactor. An eigenfactor is an improvisation of an impact wherein which the duplicacy is avoided. Now this is a very important thing because when you take the research metric and impact factor and it only goes for an individual and another individual who is working on the same idea might land up in getting the same impact factor. But in eigenfactor helps in avoiding the duplicacy of ideas. Therefore, it is very important to take all research metrics into consideration. One particular goal. Therefore, eigenfactor avoids the duplicacy, gives a single solution and the true picture. Therefore, impact factor is individual specific and does not depend on the other scores. Whereas eigenfactor is dependent on different research scholars working on the same idea. It depletes the duplicacy and indicates as a unit. And other thing we have to understand is that whenever we say research metrics, it should be the database have to be specifically mentioned. Therefore, there will be a quantitative as well as qualitative variation with respect to the databases considered. Therefore, if I take some research metrics, we have to take not single but many metrics in consideration to arrive at one particular solution, and a data has to be compulsorily satisfied. Therefore, if I go for Web of Science, you have to use the research metrics. Will have a different show up. When it comes to the Scopus and Google Scholar, will have a different show up. Therefore, research metrics is dependent on the databases in which they are operative for. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we are only left with three minutes of time. So I would we would be closing this session by some closing statements from your side, sir. As our Sudhakar sir said, I would like to continue from there. Yes, exactly what the sir has said, I agree with that. I also want to include few points in that. These databases does not only record the data of either science or social sciences, but also a huge variety of subjects. For example, art and theater, art and arts, for biomedical research works, for also for music and for other various subjects also. And I also want to make few concluding statements that as a beginner in research work, we should not concentrate on the how impact we had in a certain journal, or how we are publishing in a reputed journal. It should not be the ideology for a beginner to start a research work. I say that we should continue with our research irrespective of our impact factor and all the criteria which we have discussed. The main motto should be we should have a relevant work with scientific sound. Or thank you from my side. Please, Danaya, you give your concluding statements.
Thank you, Sudhakar sir. You continue.
Hello, Danaya.
Sir, he concluded his.
Sir, continue.
You want me to continue?
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Now, in the research metrics, we are having different databases like Web of Science, Scopus, and Google Scholars. Now, we have to understand that each and every data is being recorded for. Okay, there, as Sainath has cited, therefore, any research should be evaluated both on the quantitative as well as qualitative side. Therefore, a research may not be that popular, but still it's being stored in the databases. Therefore, once ideally should search different databases to know the progression. Therefore, some research methodologies may not have more citations, but still they have a publications present in one particular database. Therefore, this one follow up databases to know about. Therefore, the citations are important. Both quality analysis of a research have to be taken to cognizance to arrive at one particular solution. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We will be concluding our PD 807 internal exam 2. Danaya, shall we conclude?
Yeah, come.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. We will be concluding our exam, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sainath. Thank you, Dayanath,
Sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
for your cooperation, and we
Sir.
have had a very good time working
Yes.
together.
Thank
Hope
you.
this
Thank
will
you.
flourish for the entire time, even during
Close it. More than 30
Yes.
minutes
Thank
అవుతుంది
you.
కదా.
Yes, sir.
so much.